I think it just started. I'm not sure. I don't know if they hear us or not. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Geeks Gamers Daily Thursday edition. And yes, there is a hurricane hitting Florida right now. And but I'm not
really
gonna
us though. We're gonna be
it's
fine.
not. Well, I'm in Pensacola. You're in Orlando, and it's kind of it went right between those areas, and it's crushing Tallahassee, Florida, right now, into the Big Bend of Florida. So I'm not getting.
If you live by the
anything.
coast, like obviously it's not a good situation. But for me in fucking Orlando, yeah, we're gonna get a bunch of wind and rain that comes through at some point. But I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not too worried about that.
yeah.
I was shocked. Like a bunch of places around here are already like we're closing on Thursday. It's like one, the shit ain't getting here till like 2 or 3, and two, it's like I don't know. It's like canceling school or closing businesses for a thunderstorm that passes through. I don't really get it, but I'm new to Florida, so whatever.
Yeah, no, it's if that storm could have had a slight turn, and if it would have been bad for Orlando. So they get a little overly cautious for sure. But it is what it is. So I'm not getting hit with anything here. Barely missed me here in Pensacola, thankfully. But hope everybody that's in the path of this thing is okay, because I know how bad these things are. But anyway, we've got a lot to talk about today. It's a wonderful Thursday full of positivity and wonderful thoughts here at Geeks and Gamers, which is what we're all about. Yesterday was a fun day. Had a lot of stuff going on social media, me fighting with people and then everybody freaking out because I'm fighting. And I'm like, oh, my God. So it is what it is. What are you going to do? They're doing it again for 2, says, and remember, never wear pink on stream. Yeah, Beardo wore a pink shirt. I don't know why. But that's him.
That's got to be an edit of his face, right? Of his hair.
Maybe. No, it is. So,
okay.
But the shirt, yeah. So he was wearing a shirt that was red, but it looked pink on screen. So now everybody's just roasting him for his pink shirt. So.
I think the only time I've worn pink recently was when we did the Barbie review or whatever on Friday Night Tights. I think I busted out a pink polo that I have. That's about the only time. I figured that was like the appropriate time to wear a pink polo. You know, emulating a little bit of Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling. There.
Ryan Gosling. Sophie says I missed your Rumble rant yesterday. So I don't know if you want to type over there on Rumble right now. You don't have to say anything. I'll look in the chat. If you're still, are you under Sophie over there too? So just I'll try to catch up. But sorry about that, Sophie. So Kretosis says late and homosexual. Dat Boy says Last of Us Season 2 trailer just released. Really? We may have to watch that. Last of Us Season 2 trailer just released. I'm really excited about that one. Did you watch
the first season?
Stopped at a certain episode. So
3?
Yeah, I think it was 3. So I was enjoying the first 2 episodes actually were in line with the game, and then
if you get the chance, I would definitely watch the last like 20 minutes of the finale, where like Joel goes into the place and just fucking murks everybody to save to save her. I think that would be I'd be interested to see your reaction, because I think that was actually like really well done.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. By the way,
Season 2 is obviously adapting The Last of Us Part 2, and it's going to be very interesting to see if they keep the structure of the game or if they change that around a little bit.
That will be interesting. We shall see.
I think you could, when you just take what happened in Last of Us 2, I do think if you change the order of some things, it wouldn't have been received as poorly. If you had maybe got to understand a little bit more about these characters and you got to see a little more of Joel before they cave his head in that way, and then you're forced to play as his killer, I feel like it could have been received very differently. But they wanted the shock. They wanted that. They wanted to trick people. They wanted to lie to people. That's why they had deceptive trailers. And we do see every once in a while trailers that go out there, whether it's a Marvel trailer where they edited Hulk in a different way, in the Infinity War trailer, stuff like that. But this was clearly deceiving you to think that you were going to be playing with Joel and Ellie once again, not flashbacks. So.
Yeah. And speaking of slightly deceptive marketing, I watched the first 2 episodes of Mr. McMahon, the documentary, the WWE documentary, supposedly supposed to be about Vince McMahon himself. And as a wrestling fan, I was not overly impressed with it. I didn't learn a lot that I didn't already know. I think that casuals will probably get a different kind of look and view, and they'll probably see some things that they'll be like, oh, wow, that's crazy. That's cool. But it's fine. But it's more like first 2 episodes. It seems like a WWE documentary, not a Vince McMahon documentary. And it's just, I don't know. There's certain things that they're just not talking about, and then they're editing it in certain ways that it is meant to make Vince kind of look like a bad guy, but not probably like the worst guy ever, because Netflix has a deal with WWE that's going to start next year. So they can't really paint him in like, they can't paint him like, if they paint Vince as how Vince is, he's the reason WWE exists. He's the reason the wrestling industry is a $1 billion global franchise. He is a fucking genius. And he's also a absolute like unapologetic madman when it comes to like steamrolling anybody in his path. He will fucking destroy you. And they gloss over a lot of that. So it's fine. It's not bad. It just seems very deliberately trying to give you more of like a history lesson of the WWE and not Vince McMahon, the person that is supposed to be like this thing where we're supposed to get insight into like, this is the Vince you never knew. Not really. This is the same Vince we've all known based on what I've seen so far, 2 episodes in. So,
yeah, I imagine that this, whenever they started working on this documentary, it was before Vince McMahon like made his exit. It got forced out, I should say.
They addressed that in the beginning of it. They kind of give like a disclaimer.
Yeah, so I don't think that this documentary was ever intended at like supposed to be a hit piece against Vince McMahon, right? And then obviously everything happened. So it'll be interesting how they portray all of that. That'll probably be at the end of it. All the episodes are out now, I assume.
Yep.
It's Netflix. So yeah, we'll see. I might watch it. I don't know.
I think you, not as a huge wrestling fan, I think you'll probably find it to be very interesting. You hear from Hulk Hogan, you hear from, I haven't gotten to the part where like Stone Cold and The Rock are talking because we're still in the early days. So you hear Hulk Hogan talking, Bruce Pritchard, who's literally just somebody that'll lie and manipulate anything he can to make Vince look good, is in it. Eric Bischoff is going to be featured in it as we get into more of the Attitude Era and stuff like that. So I haven't gotten to those parts yet, but I think as a casual or a normie person to wrestling, I think anyone like that would probably find this to be fascinating and enjoying. As a person that follows wrestling and knows all the bullshit, I'm not learning a whole lot.
As someone who likes shitting all over women, it's not a surprise that you like Vince McMahon so much, Joe.
Come out here, you rapist. Vince is a crazy dude, man. Vince is a wild cat, man. People just don't know. And you were never going to get the true like insight into Vincent Kennedy McMahon. This dude is a wild man, okay? He's wild. Do-Rag Vince should be part of the documentary. I want a full breakdown on how we got Do-Rag Vince and what the mindset was into how Do-Rag Vince was created.
Yeah. Tell me about the idea for the Crime Time tag team. Where did that come from? What did you think it meant? Was there any undertones to it?
They talked a little bit about in the first episode how like he basically turned like Sergeant Slaughter into a Iran sympathizer and all that during the war.
But yeah, it is so funny to watch like 20 years ago when they're like they very much do play on these like racial religious stereotypes all the time and like create conflict over it. And that was like even fucking early days of wrestling. When it's like, oh, the fucking Patriot against this Russian scum, this commie bastard and shit.
Yeah.
That's always been a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see here. Tobias for 5 says, hey, Jeremy, did you get the Star Fox Event Horizon video I sent you? If you play it, I'll drop $50 worth of memberships. Fans do what Nintendo don't. Well, I'm all about some memberships, okay? So Where did you send me this video? I don't know where you sent it. No, I haven't seen it. If it's on YouTube, I can just search it out. Go ahead and read some more, Ryan, and I'll see if I can find this.
Ron Cook for 5. Wind and rain here in Melbourne, Palm Bay, and some people are in a panic. Yeah, I don't think I have anything to worry about here in Orlando. It doesn't mean that it's not serious for the people that are actually near the coast and in that path. Yeah, it's pretty fucking serious. But there's so much land between Orlando and the coast.
Yeah.
I'm not really too worried about anything ever. Thundarius for 5. I'm adding Ryan's discourse video as a cutaway gag in the video I'm posting on my main account today. Hail Ryan's amazing teats. I'm almost to 3,000 subs. Listen, a lot of y'all thought I was crazy when I was telling you Amanda Stenberg's kind of hot. And then you see one picture of her on the fucking red carpet with her tits out. And you're like, hey, maybe she's not so bad. Yeah, I was ahead of the curve on that. I was trying to tell you guys. But we want to listen to me.
Can you open your inbox on Twitter right now? My Twitter inbox, everything else works on Twitter, but my inbox, I cannot open it. It just says something went wrong. Try reloading.
Yeah, mine's doing the same thing right now.
Okay. All right, Tobias, I'll look as soon as Twitter starts working for me. He just told me he sent it on Twitter.
Gary's Beer Dingleberries for 5. Ryan's mirror image has been described to me as the gayest drag show ever. Do you agree? By the way, new Robocop series announced. I'm excited. Yeah, I heard about that. Somebody actually let me know they were working on a Robocop thing a while ago, who had some insider information. It turns out, yeah, they are working on a Robocop series. NASA Canes fan for 5. Is Disney still spending $200 million on something dumb other than Star Wars? I mean, it's like their base level project, right? If it ain't $200 million, we don't make it here at Disney. Pixar movies, animated movies, everything. And that's why it's crazy. You look at all of these movies that come out, Disney animated projects are just insane budgets where all of the kind of like Illumination stuff that comes out, all those Minions movies, those are like $80 million movies. Whereas I don't know when the last time Pixar spent less than $200 million on something was.
Yeah, and the budgets for Pixar movies are just so out of control, man. It really makes no sense. If a lot of these projects that they're making have just these insane budgets. If they had, like, if the Acolyte had a smaller budget, it probably wouldn't have got canceled.
Yeah, well, when you're going to make something for like not the general audience and a specific target demographic, you should take your budget in mind, right? If the Acolyte had been a show that they put $20 or $25 million into or something like that, it's probably still going on. Nobody watches it, like same as now, but it's not some massive disaster for them. But instead, we find out that it's more than 180 million. It's more than 200 million. It's $230 million that they've spent. And that's not all. That's not it. That's just through September 24th of 2023. They spent $230 million on the Acolyte. So I would assume that there was still editing and VFX and a lot of other things that were still being finalized up until its release in June of 2024. So we'll get that next year. We'll get the final numbers for how much they spent for the Acolyte. But right now, $230 million and counting. There's a lot of Acolyte fans who are still delusional about the success of the show, Jeremy. I don't know if you saw all this going on yesterday, but apparently, because the Penguin is being heralded as a big success, that means the Acolyte was also a success too. Did you know that, Jeremy?
That's what I've been hearing. I thought we were only negative. I thought we were only negative, Ryan. I don't. So apparently we like the Penguin, and that's a bad thing too. But go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. Whenever I like something, nothing goes well. That's like certain. You can just count on that. No problem at all. But obviously, we talked about this the other day. The Penguin, to me, was kind of a surprise with how big it was. The idea that this is the biggest series premiere they've had since The Last of Us premiered opens a 5.3 million viewers across platforms in the first 4 days. And of course, if you just read a headline and you have no context and no understanding of how any of this works, maybe I guess you could ask some questions. So the Acolyte's not such a failure after all, says Bungo. Sith Eternal. The Penguin gets 5 million viewers for its premiere. It's branded as a hit. The Acolyte garnered 11 million. It was lambasted as a failure. sad face. Penguin was a hit with 5.3 million viewers over 5 days. Meanwhile, Acolyte had 11.1 in 5 days. Why did these outlets move the goalpost? Penguin debut was a failure.
Jesus Christ.
Got 11 million views in 5 days. The Penguin got 5.3 million in 4 and somehow considered a smash hit. Rings of Power got 902,000, but yeah, somehow Acolyte gets canned. Well, one, that's a Samba TV number that has nothing to do with these numbers, so don't be retarded. But also, if you would just actually read, and I know none of you do, that's why the High Republic books don't sell well. That's why no one ever buys those. I get it. You don't want to actually read. But if you do, you would only have to go this far. Per HBO, the spin-off series starring Colin Farrell opened to 5.3 million U.S. viewers across all platforms. The Acolyte, 11 million. What was that? That was a global number, by the way. A worldwide, a global number, 11 million views worldwide for the Acolyte, which is why it's a little bit of a different story. And also, if you need to add some more context, and even Paul Tassi did this, by the way, the Acolyte versus Penguin viewership comparisons don't really add up. He correctly points out, he didn't talk about the worldwide number versus the US number, but he does correctly point out that HBO and Max is a much smaller service. They have about 100 million subscribers worldwide. Disney Plus has over 150 million. So yes, when you factor in what it likely got globally, probably is around the same level, if not a little bit higher than the Acolyte. It's R-rated. They spent way less money on it. Oh, and by the way, it's on a significantly smaller streaming service. This is all the context you need to realize that, oh yes, Penguin actually was a big success for a platform like Max, where the Acolyte was a massive failure for a Star Wars project on Disney Plus.
Why? They're so desperate to try and justify this fucking show. People are saying that so now the theory is that the reason that the Acolyte got canceled is because media branded it a failure, and it has nothing to do with the internal numbers from Disney. So Disney was like, wow, guys, we got a big hit on our hand. Oh, man, YouTubers and websites called it a failure. We got to cancel season 2, guys. So even though the numbers are a huge success and we're making all of this money, a couple of websites called it a failure, and these YouTubers really hate it. So we got to pull the plug. That makes no sense whatsoever. That is the stupidest thing ever. Disney canceled it because it was a failure. That's why it was canceled. It has nothing to do with websites or YouTubers or anything like that. Then when you put the proper perspective in play, yes, the Penguin is a huge success. It overperformed every metric imaginable. And on top of that, people, generally speaking, are really enjoying it. Surprised by a lot of people were surprised by it, me included, Ryan included. And now I think they're going to have a lot of momentum moving forward, whereas that didn't happen with the Acolyte. Nobody watched the Acolyte and said, wow, guys, this was amazing. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. Everybody hated it from the beginning. My goodness, man.
Yeah, and it lost significant viewership.
Yes, whereas the Penguin's going to grow, right? And the Penguin's going to grow.
Penguin will likely grow. We don't know yet. We haven't seen the second or third episodes. We don't know what they're doing. But in all likelihood, with the good word of mouth, with so many people talking about it, being surprised by it, it probably will grow. Like these things, you can't just take those numbers. You have to actually look at the context involved, as with everything. And let's not forget, this is the same media that they're saying labeled the Acolyte a failure. They're the ones who came out after that first day or whatever it was. Remember, the Acolyte, Disney Plus's newest Star Wars series, reached 4.8 million views in its first day of availability. That marks the streamer's biggest series premiere of 2024. The media were the ones that were shilling it and pretending like it was a massive success. And leaving out the context that Disney Plus had nothing of note that debuted in 2024. Up until that point in time, the biggest premiere before that, I think, was probably Echo, which was the lowest rated Disney Plus series for Marvel that they've ever had. X-Men 97, an animated show, might have been behind that. So there was nothing of note that debuted on Disney Plus. So it wasn't a surprise that Acolyte was the tallest midget, but that was the media that was helping them out. So the idea that the media are the ones that branded it a failure is just nonsensical and insane.
Agreed. I mean, so this is cope on the another level at this point in time is essentially what we're looking at right now. And one has literally nothing to do with the other. None. There's no comparison whatsoever. I wasn't like waiting for the Penguin to release. No one even cared about this show coming out. No one was even talking about it. It wasn't on anybody's radar. We were like, whatever.
It was on my radar, and it was something that I wanted to watch, but I was not hyped for it. I wasn't excited about it. And I'm someone who liked the Batman movie probably more than a lot of other people kind of in our sphere did. But it's like, okay, thought Colin Farrell was good in his role in the Batman, but I'm not really hyped for a Penguin, spin-off series. We'll see what it does. But it's gotten rave reviews, and that first episode is a banger. It draws really you right good. In. It's a great pilot episode, for lack of a better words. We don't really have pilots nowadays, but it's a great pilot episode because it gives you a great first scene. First 10 minutes is fantastic. Gives you real insight into the character and a shocking moment that leaves you wondering what the fuck is going to happen now. And then you see it play out over the course of the episode, and you see a massive kind of twist at the end to really set up, he's been playing these people all along. And you're like, I can't wait to see how this series plays out.
That's
exactly what it should do, as opposed to, I don't know, say the Acolyte's first episode.
Exactly.
But this big mystery gets revealed in the first 10 minutes. What's happening? You gotta love that.
And it does make me actually, just watching that first episode, I want to go back and watch the Batman now. That's the job it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you interested in that world. I've seen the Batman twice. I liked it far less the second time. Still enjoyed it. It was a fine movie. That's about as good as I can say about it. It's a fine movie. But I do want to go back now and watch it with the perspective of this kind of view of Gotham. So we'll see. It could end up sucking as the series progresses. I think we have 8 episodes, so they're going to be released on Sundays. And IGN ultimately gave the entire series a 5 out of 10. They did give the first episode an 8 out of 10. So we'll have to see how the series progresses. But we'll let you know what we think about it.
Different reviewers did those, though, right?
I think so. I think it was different reviewers. So
who knows what that person who gave the first episode an 8 will say at the end of the season. We don't know.
Yep. But yeah. Are you? Oh, there's Tomac for 50.
Tomac for 50 yesterday. I got given a code for Fate Trigger, the Novita. That was odd. So far, it's looking like it's Fortnite with people that have superpowers. Good times.
Well, that sounds fun.
How'd you get the code? Was it like a drop or something? You just randomly got the code?
Ryan, today, Tomac gets a lot of codes. Tomac sends me codes a lot of the times too. But something is out today, Ryan, that I'm very excited about. G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra drops today on Steam. Are you excited for this one, Ryan?
It's been on my wish list.
Yeah, you should be excited for this, man. Look at there. Look, we got Duke in the game. It's a 2D side scroller beat 'em up. I mean, come on. What else do you want? What else do you want? I'm going to buy this today. This is available on Steam today. I don't think it's available on the consoles yet. There's my boy. And but I will be picking it up on Steam, playing it this weekend. I can't wait. This looks awesome. Yes, it's got a Double Dragon vibe for sure. Yeah, this looks awesome. So look at Cobra Commander's throne. Let's go. All right, I'm hyped. So Ryan, calm down with the excitement. Everything's going to be okay. But that looks awesome. That's on Steam today.
My dick can only get so hard, Jeremy. Stop showing me that.
I'm excited. It's going to be the greatest thing ever.
Cole Hauser, hail Ryan and Jeremy. Ryan, it was the anniversary of your Praise Aura last week. Thoughts on Amazon Robocop series by James Wan? 199 Yo Joe, Praise Aura. I'm not like some massive Robocop fan. Like I like the original Robocop, but we'll see if it sounds like people like it. I might give it a chance. But
yeah.
Do you have any thoughts about the Robocop series? Are you interested, Jeremy?
I'm not really.
The remake with Joel Kinnaman.
That was weird. That one was weird. It was a very weird movie. A show. Was it a movie or a show?
A movie, right?
Yeah. And what was the series that came out with Joel Kinnaman on Netflix? What was that? It was some fucking weird series that came out with him too.
It'll come to me. Keep going.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, I mixed both of those up a little bit. But yeah, the RoboCop movie was weird. The OG RoboCops are amazing. And Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon.
Yeah.
He's in season 1. Season 2 is kind of shit. The first season of Altered Carbon is really good with Joel Kinnaman, I think, at least.
I think he's a really good actor. So he's good. He's good. But yeah, I'm not like a mega RoboCop fan or anything like that. And James Wan's involved in it. So I mean, I'll probably check it out, but it's not something that's on my radar.
Chelsea M. Today is my birthday, so I figured it's on my first super chat. Oh, well, thank you very much. Hunkering down here in Florida for the storm. I'm in this
Sarasota.
I've been down here for 31 years, so not my first rodeo. Stay safe, Florida. G&G. Well, thank you, Chelsea, and happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Did Ryan skip out for everybody, or was it just me? Right when you said Sarasota, you completely skipped out. That's why I said Sarasota.
Oh,
and you just completely froze.
Jeremy. I don't
know. So we'll
I'd have to leave. I don't know.
Beardo yesterday was having a tough time. He was having a tough time.
I don't know. My internet's kind of going.
There's no way.
No, that's right.
Yeah, there's no way. So
let's see. Cole Howes.
Good enough. It's a good fake out.
Sitting in the chair, bringing in the NWO crying was one of his best.
Yeah, I mean, look, are they going to talk about the NWO in depth in this series? Because I'm in episode 2. I would imagine that's going to be like in episode 4 or whatever. So we'll see.
We did that one. Tobias, send it to your Twitter. Health Minister of Belgium for 5. If y'all thought those Diddy parties were wild, you should have seen how much lube Fauci needed at the last health minister party. Damn.
I cannot pull up my inbox on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't think it's just a you problem. So, Tobias, I accidentally randomly retweeted somebody right before the show started. I think that was a me problem, not a Twitter problem. But I was like frantically trying to find this tweet that I wanted to pull up for the Acolyte Penguin stuff, and apparently I just fucking accidentally hit repost some. It's like
I was like, who the fuck are you retweeting, Ryan?
I'd like to announce I'm leaving journalism. It's just so hate-filled and like something like that. I don't even know who the fuck it was or why they were on my timeline, but I accidentally retweeted. My bad. Oh, sorry. It's Adventure Awaits Crystal meets Fox Star Fox Event Horizons.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, I can't pull up an inbox right now. It looks like everybody's having that problem, so.
Naggardnall for 5. Sophie made a very wholesome meme of you two last night. She tagged you both on X. Would love to hear your thoughts on it.
Oh boy. That when you said the way you said wholesome means it's probably something really, really effed up.
It probably means we're fucking each other in the ass.
Yeah, it's probably effed up.
Somehow at the same time. Acolyte cost nearly $15,000 a second. Truly a landmark series. It broke new ground.
Do you have the hiccups?
I do now. The crazy thing now, it's $230 million for Acolyte. A lot of people were throwing on the comparisons with Andor at $250 million, and Acolyte's not done spending, by the way. Probably will reach around 250 by the time we get those finalized tax numbers, because it's not counting the shit they spent after September of 23. But when you put it in the perspective of Andor's total runtime, it was 12 episodes, and its total runtime was just under 10 hours. The Acolyte's total runtime was around 5.5 hours. So almost twice the amount of actual like content for Andor versus the Acolyte.
Ondor is what Beardo calls it. Ondor. Holy crap. M. Simon for 50 gifted memberships. 50, Ryan. 50. Holy shit.
That's $250 fucking dollars right there.
That's a lot of gifties in the chat. Hail M. Simon. Holy crap. That was very generous. Thank you so much. Woo! Gifties are flying.
Yeah, you got Jeremy excited in the morning. Jeremy
Hey,
doesn't. He doesn't run off energy drinks. He runs off super chats.
I haven't been this excited since I saw this post from Chris Gore yesterday. That got me excited. You can't tell me those aren't badass. Come on, Ryan.
You know who wears those other than you and Chris Gore? Fat, disgusting slobs whose feet are so fucking fat they can't handle being contained in a normal shoe. So they need something like with ankles and stuff. Who are like, they're so fucking fat their feet hurt when they walk. That's who wear this stuff,
bro.
Just so you know,
those are badass. Okay. Like I said this on Cobra Cast last night, but if there's any dudes or you're trying to hook up with somebody like Sydney Sweeney, rock some Batman Crocs. She will not be able to resist you. Okay. She will not be able to resist you. Just saying. All right. But as I said also last night on Cobra Cast, I actually am a man of culture, so I don't wear socks with my Crocs. Okay. I have standards. Okay. So you don't wear socks. You don't wear socks. All right. So when I go to the Dollar General, I don't wear socks. I just wear my Crocs. Okay. That's the rule. All right. I'm a man of culture and I do have standards. So I just want everybody to understand that.
That's the new rumor out there that Sydney Sweeney is into gay men. So I personally think that Chris has just been in Hollywood for too long at this point, right? Finally, he's like, listen, a lot of these people, they don't like me. I've been hanging out with you guys too much. I have to do something to show them I'm an ally. Let me buy Crocs.
Bro, it's got this. They're like the 89 Batmobile. This is awesome.
The only way those are acceptable is if you never wear them and only display them.
Oh, those are awesome.
Yo, Pops for 2. What's up, nerds? Jeremy and Ryan.
I've never respected Chris Gore more than I do right now.
And then Yo Pops again says, and by nerds, I meant Jeremy and Ryan. Thank you for clarifying. Twilight Media Corp, to all you in G&G in Florida, be careful and be safe with approaching hurricane. God bless. I think we'll be all right where we are, but thank you very much. There's a lot of people that I'm sure are pretty worried about this storm right now in Florida, but I think where we are, we're going to get some storms and stuff, but I don't think there's too much to worry about.
Well, you know, we're all missing a great moment. This was the last time a hurricane was in the area. Meteorologist Ryan right here.
That is a god.
Hurricane watch update. Coming down a little bit harder. It's a little bit windier. But yeah, we're still doing good. We got a different beer. Now we're doing Oktoberfest. I haven't given up on Busch Light. I love Busch Light. Everybody was talking trash to me. That's an outside drinking beer. But I need to get some in the fridge. I need to cool them down. But yes, we're still doing good here, just north of Orlando. The real bad part of the storm is still a ways out. I still have electricity. I still have internet for now. And I'll probably be going
like the water's like in my microphone.
But yes, all my Florida people, stay strong, stay safe. We got this shit.
That was my first hurricane experience. I expected it to be worse. And I think that was that Irma or Ian, maybe? Ian,
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
In 2022, it was the one that came right over Orlando, like legit fucking eye of the storm over Orlando.
Ian. Danky says Ian. What up, Danky? Danky in the house.
Ain't too worried about this.
Maybe we'll start a Storm Chasers channel. Geeks Gamers Storm Chasers. Might as well. We got enough channels.
Those people are fucking insane.
Dude, it's wild.
I know somebody who is very close friends with this super popular storm chasing. Like, she was the sister of like the dad and the brothers and everything like that who went out and chased storms, and they all got fucking killed in a tornado. That shit's wild.
Mm-hmm.
No,
yeah, I would. I find storms to be fascinating. But yeah, I would not want to be like a storm chaser per se. But they are cool. Like, storms are cool, man. It's cool, but I wouldn't want to be a storm chaser and just actively going into the eye of the belly of the beast or whatever.
I mean, they're cool as shit. It's amazing to see like the destructive force of Mother Nature. You know?
Yeah, it is
coming your way.
Well, like I said, working in retail all those years, it was always like I always appreciated the event nature of the hurricanes, because when you're,
All
it's
I
just
can think of, like when you said, I talk about the destructive force of Mother Nature. You say, yeah, when working in retail, I just started thinking about the destructive force of customers in the South Pole jeans section at JCPenney.
no, like a
That's
grocery
what I can
store.
equate it to. The tornado that went through every
What?
time one fucking family went to buy South Pole jeans. The entire thing's fucking wrecked.
I worked at a grocery store, so of course, whenever there's a hurricane heading to the area, everything changes. Everything you start, everybody has to come in. They're paying overtime. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody actually has to step their game up instead of just walking around bullshitting all day. The environment changes, which I appreciated. So yeah, I miss working retail.
Someone says debris and dangers instead of geeks and gamers.
I like it.
That'd be a good one.
That's a good one, actually.
I think we could probably,
Yeah, we could pull that one off.
Could probably roll with that one, probably. But all right, let's catch up with some more of these here. Where did I go? Cole Hauser, Ryan, rate your 24 season. Mine's 428 571396. God, that's tough to do off the bat. My 5 would probably be my favorite, though. I do think 5 is probably the best one for me. 9 is probably the worst season because it's only 12 episodes. The show's called fucking 24. The entire premise is built off a 24-hour day that this person's going through. 12 is dumb. But that was the last season of 24. 2 is really good. 4 is really good. I don't know. You'd have to get me in a longer conversation to figure out. I'd have to like write them down and figure it out.
Well, we need to let everybody know you can go over to 221B Tactical and get your IDOT t-shirt, Rise of the IDOTs, Geeks and Gamers Halloween edition. We have the shirts, we have the hoodie, we have the combo if you want to get both. That ends on October 1st. So this Tuesday, and it's done. So this Tuesday, you only have until then to get your IDOT themed shirt, Geeks and Gamers Halloween, Rise of the IDOTs. I will pin Jessica's post right there, and that is the link. So if you guys are interested, hit that link, go over there and check it out. And we appreciate it.
David Smart, for some reason, I'm not interested in watching The Penguin now because Batman 2 is coming out in 2 years. And will you watch the Vince McMahon Netflix?
Yeah, so like
that one. But
yep, I watched the first 2 episodes and I wasn't overly impressed.
Castigan, Benders, Ara 199. Thank you. Yasuke for $5. How many black people were in it though? The Penguin? Contrary to popular opinion, I don't count, but at least one. But other than that, I don't know. Danish Halfling. The more I watch you guys, the more convinced I am that Ryan is my spirit animal. I feel very bad for you. Tomac for 5. I was given the code on X from Noisy Pixel. I don't know why. Well, congratulations. Jeremy likes to wrestle in the shower with Eric J, says McCawk.
What the fuck?
Twilight Media Corps. They need a G.I. Joe fighting game. I'd play that.
Dude, there's so much they could do with G.I. Joe. It drives me crazy that we don't have more, but we'll see.
Tricky's thoughts for 199. Greatest thing ever? Greater than Titanfall 2?
I miss Titanfall 2 so much. I want to play Titanfall 2 and Battlefront 2017 again. If I play Battlefront 2017 again, you're going to play with me? Why?
Why would I?
It's fun. It's a good game.
Spend enough time with you as it is on fucking streams.
Yeah, but it's
play
a good,
with you on the side.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Okay, that sounded really, really gay.
I know. Like, why would I want to do that?
Yeah, that sounded.
Are you
really
gonna play
gay.
with me, Ryan? If I play this, you gonna play with me?
Why'd you have to take it weird? Why'd you have to make it weird?
You said take it weird, but because you're the one that fucking thought there was a problem with it, not me. I just don't want to play video games with you.
Why?
I don't want to play Titanfall 2 with the only 20 other people that are still playing it in the universe that are just autistically good at the game. So it's not even fucking fun. Battlefront 2017. why do I want to re-download that shit just to play with nobody? Oh, let's play Heroes and Villains. Great. The people that have been playing it for 7 straight years and have nothing else going on in their lives are going to murk me as soon as I get my hero. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be so fucking fun, Jeremy. I'd love to spend another 2 or 3 hours with you doing that.
I don't appreciate the disrespect towards Titanfall 2. Like that's where I draw the line. Okay, I don't appreciate that. You're sitting there saying like there's only 20 people playing it.
How many people are playing it right now?
Probably 30.
Okay, yeah. I was off by a little bit.
I'm mad at the narrative that everybody says that Jeremy's not a real gamer because all he does is plays Fortnite and Nintendo. Why don't they mention Titanfall 2? Why don't I get some respect for my love for Titanfall 2? Why do they ignore that one? It makes me mad. I mean, I have to play Titanfall 2 a lot more just so I can get that narrative out there. Jeremy only plays normie games. Jeremy only plays popular games. Yeah, well, I wish Titanfall was popular. I wish that was the case. I wish the amount of people that play Fortnite played Titanfall, and my life would be significantly better.
I think people would like to see you play like a handful of like single player games sometimes, like more narrative driven type of stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Really, all people
get
like people play is like multiplayer shit.
I feel like for me, I feel like people would get like I played all the way through Metroid Dread, but I didn't do it on stream. You know what I mean? Yeah. And Dread's my favorite game of the last decade. I fucking loved that game so much, and I feel like people get bored with me playing a single player game. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
If that was maybe all you did, maybe. But I think people would enjoy seeing that. Especially when there's so many of these big single player games that really are in the news cycle right now, like Assassin's Creed, like Star Wars Outlaws, like Ghost of Tsushima or the Ghost of Yotei or whatever. Like, I feel like people would be interested in your thoughts on like some of the actual games that are out there.
Project Taco says Metroid Dread is normie. I 1000% disagree. It is not a normie friendly game, and it's one of the worst selling major franchises on the Switch. Sadly, Dread only sold like 3 million copies, whereas like everything on the Switch sells like 20 million fucking copies. Dread, I think, moved like 3 million copies.
Amazing. Spirian with a 199 super chat. Thank you, Spirian, for the super sticker. Theseus Minor for 35 South African. A couth petite damsel like Penguin Sophia is just what Jeremy needs to discard his G.I. Joe obsession and convert from queerdom.
Thank you.
Yeah, she seems kind of fucking crazy. And like, I really want to fuck her kind of way, but she seems a little crazy. Project Taco, mi favorito duo dinamico.
I like that profile picture.
Tacos for Trump. I've heard he's grabbed some every so often. Ministry of Wrong Thing for 199. Ryan, we got to choose joy and not hate. Is that me? DRK becomes a YouTube member. Thank you, DRK. Ron Cook for 2. Those Crocs aren't badass. They're just bad ass. I added the last part. Socks with Crocs. Put up a poll. Says McCawk.
I think most people just don't even want to talk about Crocs, to be honest. One of my normie takes, apparently, too. So,
yeah, I don't think most people have too much respect for Crocs.
No, they don't. But I'm gonna listen. We're gonna make them cool again, okay? Make Crocs cool again. All right. Listen, if you lived in Florida like me, it's just a way of life, okay? It's what we do around here. It's what we do. We wear Crocs.
The only people I see wearing Crocs are typically like fat, like slob people that are like sitting there on a cigarette break that just have a fucking plain, like an oversized plain t-shirt, no fucking bra on, fucking 45-year-old with like kids running around in a trailer. Like those are the people that I see wearing Crocs. And it's probably because they're uncomfortable in other shoes because they have so much fat built around their leg. But that's like just going off my perceptions. I don't know. We might need to see a poll. Last night, ABF made the GCA watch Agatha. Never been more uncomfortable watching a show. It's so cringe, so boring. The dialogue and acting are so bad. I'm actually looking forward to Rings of Power tonight after enduring that. # cancel ABF. Well, I did watch the newest episode of Rings of Power. I still have to watch Agatha before FNT, but I don't think you're going to be super happy with it. Naggard and all. Just
I,
saying.
I saw some video clips.
There's a spoiler out there that if you just see that clip in isolation, you don't realize that there is actually like kind of a not really a purpose. There's not a purpose for that scene without getting into spoilers between Elrond and Galadriel, but it's not necessarily just motivated by that action. There's something else that's going on to help her escape. But that's as much as I'll say about it. Thunderstrike for 5. I live in the middle Georgia area, so the next 24 hours are going to be rough. I got a bottle of Jameson to help me ride this out. Hey, there you go. Slick Gossip. Remember, for 8 months, wouldn't get too excited by Robocop TV series being made by Amazon, so it's bound to be a black woman called Alexandra Murphy. What I have realized when it comes to something like Amazon is it very much is just going to depend on who's show running it. We have things like Terminal List and Reacher that I think have been fucking awesome on Amazon. And then you have some other things that are just massive piles of shit. So it just all depends on who the actual team is working on it from what I've seen. Over on Rumble, shout out to our Rumble people. Kilted Ginger, just a friendly reminder, Ryan's beehole looks like a dead Sarlacc pit and is a playground for Papa Nurgle. Thank you. Pat for $5. The penguin is a success because math is racist. Well, I don't know about that, but maybe that's really the case. Math is racist. Meggy Moo 32 for $5. Thanks for being the coolest guys. I don't know if we can officially take that title, Meggy Moo, but we'll do our best.
That makes me think of the Froggy Fresh song. The coolest guys around the town. You ever heard that song? Yes. Everybody come and gather around. I love that fucking song so much.
Nader's Bricks for 5. Hail to 199. I've really been enjoying the content you guys put out. It's been giving me inspiration to put out more content in the Lego and toy brick genre. Well, here you go. We could use more Lego stuff on YouTube. Tiggs. Let's see. Tiggs Sock. Tiggs 08. I don't know how to fucking say that. Thank you, Tiggs, for 5. Ryan, today, my dick can only get so hard. Jeremy, a homosexual. Let's go. Also, are you going to play with me, Ryan? Barefoot Garamy needs to come out.
What the hell is wrong with you fucking weirdos? Holy shit.
They're just taking stuff that you said.
Look at that.
What?
Nothing. I got to pull up the coolest guys now. It's the greatest fucking song ever made, dude. Like, are people not aware of Froggy Fresh? Like, holy shit, this is the greatest fucking rapper of all time, dude. Like, this is Froggy Fresh, baby.
Every day. You're mad because your girlfriend wants to hold my hand. I could go like this and hit you with a rubber band. Now I think I'll go and ask her girlfriend on a date. I'll pick her up at 7 and I won't be late. And then I'll probably blow her a kiss.
This is early fucking YouTube, man.
This is fucking amazing. Hang on. Let's get to the part. Hang on.
Run 1 mile. Plays the coolest. Me and my town. If you go home and practice, you can get 1 too. The coolest guys around the town. Everybody come and gather around. Me and Mike are here to stay. We make these rap songs every day. The coolest guys around the town. Everybody come and gather around. Me and Mike.
This shit is so fucking good.
It's really good.
It's fucking amazing. Let's go. Froggy Fresh, the GOAT.
We two dumb motherfucker gentlemen for 199. Rumors of Elon hooking up with Giorgia Melani. Hey, good for him. And good for her, I guess. Billionaire. Theseus Minor. I lost all hope for the Ray movie when Ryan said if he had a gun to his head, he'd totally bet the movie's going to come out. They're doing it again. Oh, because you think I want to kill myself. Okay, I get it. Thank you, Theseus. They're doing it again for 5. Janet Jackson retracted that apology about Kamala. The guy apologized on her behalf on his own, and job is now in question.
Yep.
Reed Timmer Storm Chaser build a tornado tank, armored F-350 that can lower down and send 4 metal spikes into the road to take tornado winds. Wouldn't want to be the first time testing that. Johnny Ambler, or John Ambler. Sorry, I didn't mean to add stuff to your name. John Ambler becomes a YouTube member. Damn, Jeremy looked pissed when he saw my super chat, says Yo Pops.
What?
That's
No.
just how he looks.
Yeah, it's just in general. I spend too much time with Ryan, so I just look miserable all the time now. No, I'm not mad about your super chat.
What'd I do?
You just exist.
That's all it takes sometimes.
You just exist. So
that's all it takes sometimes. I suppose we should talk about the last, 24, 48 hours that Ubisoft is having, because it has not been great. We knew that something was up when at the Tokyo Game Show, right before Ubisoft was supposed to make an appearance and make their presentation, where probably if you have a game set in Japan, might be a great place to make a presentation at the Tokyo Game Show. They said, hey, sorry, guys, we're backing out. There's just a couple problems and we can't make the show. People thought that was a little strange. And then when they canceled all of the press previews for Assassin's Creed Shadows, which was set to be released in 6 or 7 weeks, you thought, okay, something's up. Are they actually going to delay Assassin's Creed Shadows, this game that's been through so much controversy and so many talking points, stuff like this? They did exactly that. 24 hours after that, while the rumors were swirling, Ubisoft makes the announcement, Assassin's Creed Shadows officially delayed until Black History Month. Assassin's Creed Shadows will now release February 14th, 2025. That's kind of a birthday present to me, Jeremy, because I think the original release date was on my birthday. So I was not looking forward to that being associated with my birthday. Well, now they moved it to Valentine's Day. Fuck Valentine's Day. Doesn't really matter what you do on that holiday. But yes, they've officially delayed this. And that tells me that there's probably a lot of technical problems with the game. And after the failure, the miserable disappointment that was Star Wars Outlaws, I feel like they can't launch another broken game the way that happened. But I just don't know if you're going to be able to change enough in 3 months. You're not, because the problems aren't solely based on the technical problems that people have with Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's about the story that they're trying to tell, the motivations surrounding it, and the reaction we've gotten from the gaming community. That's not going to change in 3 months.
no, it's not. And they're in full on panic mode right now. They're in full on panic mode. I'm not sure what they think is going to happen over the next several months to change the perception of all of this. Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's what I just had pulled up too, where the CEO basically is like, not trying to push any specific agenda. Isn't that the whole thing we've been talking about for years about what gaming companies and studios and entertainment properties should be doing? But we were told we were toxic and racist for saying that, yeah, they shouldn't be taking a position on anything and pushing agendas in either direction. They should be wanting to tell a good story, develop good characters, make good games, make good movies, make good shows. And that's like, based on, again, I know we're only one episode in, but I saw no agendas or anything within the Penguin. It was just a good fucking show with good characters and a good story so far, built in the, set in the Batman universe. That's all it takes. We're not looking for like the greatest thing ever made. It's simply put, just stop with your bullshit. But Ubisoft is really panicking right now, is what it seems.
Yeah, and they probably should, right? This is the same type of rhetoric we heard from Disney a few years ago when they were just under so much fire for everything that was happening. The company's goal is not to push any specific agenda, and then Park Place points out, despite the company's website saying otherwise. and now it's led to Ubisoft's board of investors launching an investigation into what's going on, why the company's struggling so much. This is after you had a call to action from investors, granted minority investors, just a few days ago, where they said, hey, something has to change here because you should be getting much more return than you're getting. You have disappointing sales numbers. You have disappointing games that are out there. The CEO needs to go, and this entire company needs to be upended. That's what we heard like a week or two ago from Ubisoft investors. And now the board is launching an official investigation. They are in full-blown panic mode, and they probably should be. Because unless you delay this game 2 years or 3 years instead of 3 months, I don't really see how the narrative surrounding it changes. And they've refunded everybody's pre-orders and shit like that. It really is a panic move from them. And, Now they're going to have to go up against another game that's set in Japan in 2025 in the Ghost of Yotei. We'll see how that goes. I think there's a lot more positivity surrounding that, despite there being controversy about that game as well, than there is about Assassin's Creed Shadows.
What's weird is speaking of Ghost of Yotei, and we'll see how that ultimately does play out, because there is a lot more positivity with that game versus this, and it could have an impact on Assassin's Creed Shadows. My video talking about Ghost of Yotei, that's like one of the worst dislike ratios I've had in a long time. It's like 87%, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm actually, like, I'm not calling it woke, but my thumbnail makes it look like I am, so I'm wondering I don't know why. I don't know if people are mad because they think I'm calling it woke, or they're mad because I'm not calling it woke, which is a good thing, because I have no idea, because my thumbnail does make it look like I am calling it that, but in reality I don't think the trailer looked like it was woke at all. And I think that the overall positivity facing the trailer, it far outweighs any negativity.
Yeah, I think that people are very cautious nowadays, and they have a right to be cautious. How many times have we been burned by all these big entertainment companies? I think that the vast majority of actors, actresses, whether it be in entertainment, television, whatever, video games, the vast majority of them, 90% of them, are probably woke leftists. They just are. If that starts translating into a game, then that is a problem. Overall, I love Ghost of Tsushima. I liked how the female characters in Ghost of Tsushima were handled. And we'll see what happens with Ghost of Yotei. I certainly hope it's a good game, and I hope they're handled the same way. Are there some red flags regarding everyone looking through the lead actress's social media account? Yeah, sure. And if any of that fucking comes up in the game, or obviously in marketing for the game, then that's a fucking problem. You had a former head of Sony, not anyone who's in a position at Sony now, essentially tell gamers, if you don't like it, don't buy it. I don't think that's the best tactic to take. He doesn't work for Sony anymore. But if anyone involved at Sucker Punch or her or Sony or whatever start with that rhetoric, it's not going to end well for them.
No, it's not.
People are very right to be cautious, but at the same time, I love Ghost of Tsushima. I like what Sucker Punch did with it. I like the female characters in that. So until I see something from the game or the marketing for the game itself, I'm not going to sit there and hammer the actual product yet.
Yeah, but sense. And I understand exactly why people are upset. Like, the bottom line is you got Ghost of Tsushima, was a very successful game that everybody loved, and you had a male lead. And now, after it's a success, after everybody loves it, suddenly now you have a female lead in the same universe. And it's like, well, what are we doing here based on the current climate that we're in? Why is that happening? And people are questioning that, which is nothing wrong with people questioning that. But in terms of just judging the trailer for what it is, if that trailer comes out and you have no pre-existing game, there's nothing woke about that trailer. There's nothing woke about that trailer. Now, if you have the perception of well, why is there suddenly a female lead in it? I understand the questions for sure. But I right now, based on what we've seen, it looks really good, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope that it's fucking awesome, and I hope it's not infested with all this shit. But there are certainly a couple red flags that have flown up from the way people have responded to it. I also think that the amount of people that are actually angry about it is much less than it looks like right now on social media. When you go and look at that trailer, we talk about this all the time. You look at these ratios, overwhelmingly positive. I think when I checked, there was like 200,000 likes and like 10,000 dislikes or something. That was after one day of its launch. Who knows where it's at now?
Yep.
All right. Where are we? Mike Steele for 10. It's not that the wind is blowing. It's what the wind is blowing. If you get a yield sign through your spleen, it ain't going to matter how many sit-ups you did that day. On white. Roblox for 2. Ryan, how many black friends do you have? Too many to count. But 3. Vendetta Fletch for 2. Just saw we got a trailer for Last of Us Season 2.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Max Falconridge. Ryan, Jeremy just wants to play Hide the Salami. No, thank you. SBZ for 2. G&G Storm Hopping with Jay, Krista, and Ryan. No. Ryan, when you come on TNME again, I want to see the light leave your eyes. That'll happen. Tricky's thoughts for 5. We know you love Titanfall 2, but who loves more, Jeremy or Habitual Line Crosser? Habitual or HBC, I believe, still plays it regularly.
Probably loves it more than me if still playing it regularly then.
Cowboys 1. We want to see Jeremy play Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know how to say it. I'm not fucking Japanese. Pre-Dawn Corpse. Jeremy, if you do a G&G Storm Chaser channel, make sure that Jay and Beardo are the hosts and chasers. Jason D, 48 SWM here.
Single white male.
Single white male. Never worn Crocs, never will.
Haven't lived unless you've worn some Crocs.
Maybe that's why you're single.
Hey, that's
Yo Pops. I'm just kidding. Crocs are gay. Yo Pops for 2. Are Crocs the Gucci loafers of Alabama? Probably. I can see how people that grew up having to like watch out for glass on the ground of the trailer park after their fucking dads went on a drinking binge and just threw them outside would see Crocs as like an incredible fucking luxury. I get that perspective. Raven Black Sparrow for 2. Can't have a good party without a hurricane.
It's true.
McCock. Jeremy, you seen the cowboy boots Crocs?
Yes, I did. They're horrible. I would not wear those. I've got my camo hunting boots, so I wear those all the time.
And Zach for $5. I didn't realize men wore Crocs.
Alpha males. Listen, I don't know if you guys watch Cobra Cast. That's the alpha male channel. We talk about battles between who's better, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, and how awesome Crocs are. All right, total alpha male energy over there. All right, so that's what happens over there on that show.
Dingus for 2 months. I am the baddest of them all. If you ain't got money, I don't fuck with y'all.
Froggy Fresh, baby.
Thank you, Dingus. Taker for 2. Nah, Jeremy. Ice JJ Fish is the GOAT rapper. Pre-Dawn Corpse for 5. Jeremy, can you do a G&G Plays Pro Wrestling? You versus Beardo.
I'd destroy him.
Bro, when we used to have some insane like WWE fucking 2K17 battles and shit. Oh my gosh. Legendary battles back in the day. Cold Slither is the greatest song ever. Hail Cobra.
Cobra Commander cameo.
Black Cane. Got a super chat, Les. I'm a baby oil supplier, and after the events of last week, I lost my best customer. P.S. Beardo still owes on his last order. Thank you, Black Cane. Medicine Gamer for 5. The only thinking more gay than and Jeremy is Titanfall 2. Hail RK Outpost. Thank you, Medicine Gamer. Andre CR, Froggy Fresh, greater than Techno Viking. Low IO for £5. Ubisoft are going to release a game where you beat up Asians during Black History Month. Bold move. Bold move, Godden. Story Arc Welder for 5. I live in Georgia. They canceled my welding class today because of the hurricane. They just wanted a day off. Shaking my head. Beardo is gay. I'm sorry about that. Beardo's back parking lot wristies for 5. Wait, maybe they're delaying Assassin's Creed to align with Stock History Month. I don't know. CJ for 5. These game companies lost my benefit of the doubt. Remember, Last of Us 1 and Spider-Man 1 were great. I'm cautious.
That's true.
Like I said, I think it's good to be cautious or whatever, but I also think that you need to, like, I want to see what they're doing in the game itself and in the marketing. There's a lot of fucking woke freaks working for people on shit that ends up being good. This one does seem pretty extreme, and I think everyone is very right to have every caution you want, but we'll see how it plays out. Mr. Bentham for 2. Ubisoft stock still dropping. Won't last till February. The company might be done. Frank the Tank, new Ghost game. I'm not going to buy it because Ghost of Tsushima is boring as fuck. I don't understand why everyone likes it so much. Hail Ryan and the 199. Well, some stories aren't for everyone. I think Ghost of Tsushima really takes its time. I think it's a great revenge story. And the combat's awesome. Sir Hatford 2, Jeremy, play Monster Hunter. That's Transformers.
I have Monster Hunter World, I think. I never got around to playing it, though.
McCawk for 5. Epic Mike looks like he makes love to pudding. Pops and he can't even touch the bottom. Thank you. Lawless Enterprises. Jeremy, this is off topic. Please tell Beardo that next time Geeks Gamers play streams again, I'll be there to troll him.
I will let him know. I'm sure he will be ready.
Tomok for 10, but what about thigh-high Crocs?
I'll pass.
Is that a thing? Maggie Moo 32 for 5. Here's more, just for Froggy Fresh, just for the Froggy Fresh.
Hell yeah.
Froggy Fresh drop. All right.
You all right there?
Kreme.
You all right there? Yeah, he had to change his name. He originally was Krispy Kreme, and then he had to change his name because they apparently sent him like a cease and desist, so he became Froggy Fresh. And I don't know what he's up to these days, but back in the day, man, if you go down the Froggy Fresh rabbit hole of music videos, shit's crazy, man.
Yeah,
he's legitimately a good rapper too.
Darth McSpud for 5. I joined late, but you're gay. Gale 199. Thank you, Darth McSpud. The John Wick ballerina trailer just dropped. Here we go. I forgot that was coming out, actually. Thundarius for 2. Chris Webby, back on my BS. Go listen. You will like. Thanks, Thundarius. Philip Johnson, proper Jeremy. I got nothing new from this doc because I've followed pro wrestling my whole life, but the normies will find it quite informative.
That's pretty much what I said.
Rod, member for 8 months. Sorry, wrong stream. I thought this was the Geeks and Nerds for Harris channel. Have to unsubscribe. McCawk, I have kissed all the girls in the world twice. SBZ, is Atsui a female samurai confirmed anywhere? She's probably a Ronin, like blue-eyed samurai in the Femmes Rise of Ronin. Cautiously optimistic. My guess is that she's pretending to be someone, and that the ghost of, like, Jin Sakai is the ghost. The point was, like, nobody knew who it was, and he was, like, trying to inspire fear and all this shit that was happening, these invaders. And I think that's what I imagine is that's a legend that has now been carried on and on and on. And I think someone is trying to then pretend like, oh, but the fucking spirit of the ghost is back. That's my guess based on the trailer, but I really have no fucking idea. Pre-Down Corpse, Jeremy plays G.I. Joe, PSA gay.
Got it pulled up. Here we go. Let's see.
It was rad. Huh? Hey, Chef.
Susie, don't forget your sandwiches.
Hey,
I made
Chef.
you sandwiches. Oh, you boys look so lovely in your little outfits.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Lafitte? Hey, watch me alley.
Oh, I just want to eat you up.
Love the tattoo, Mr. Lafitte.
Look at all your different colored hats.
G.I. Joe.
Jesus Christ. Y'all doing my boy Gung Ho wrong, man.
I don't know. He's dressed a little funny. Mustache is off-putting.
And I do have Tobias. I got this video pulled up. It's 5 minutes. We can't watch the whole 5 minutes. Like, it's a 5-minute video, but I'll play a little bit of it for Tobias right here. You don't have to drop the memberships, Tobias.
Looks creepy.
It's pretty good animation, though. I mean, that first shot of Fox was a little creepy, but overall, like, the animation is actually really good.
Fucking kill them all. There's Tobias's waifu.
I don't know when this came out. Here, how old is this? How old is this? It's only a year old. I figured it would be a little older than that. Observer in the chat. Hang on, he says people jerk off.
Yeah, they do.
Holy
These are suits, I think, and they just don't clean them. They just leave it there.
All right, we're gonna stop it there. But if anybody wants it, mods, you can drop a link, or I'll drop the link in the chat. I'll drop the link in the chat if anybody wants to see it.
Better than the Acolyte.
Better than the Acolyte. Here, I'll drop the link in the chat. Let's see, copy, boom, and that comment was funny as hell though. Like, people jerk off to this. There it is, right there. So there you go. Go have at it. Whack off. Watch it, guys.
Froggy
Fresh.
5. You say I don't get girls because I ain't very tall. Once they see my stacks, I bet you that they call.
Why is Mike crying?
Sir,
Tobias, you didn't have to drop the 10, man. I only played like 2 minutes of it. Tobias, thank you, you mad lad.
That's Tobias is trying to convert some furries in the chat. That's what's going on. He's going to pay for play. So thank you, Tobias, for the 10 gifted memberships. That's $50 fucking right there. Shout out Tobias, our very own Star Fox. Sir Had for 5. No new Monster Hunter, just announced a collab with Transformers. Oh no, the new Monster Hunter just announced a collab with Transformers. Check it out.
Okay, really? That's gonna be interesting.
Was that Kirsha?
Maybe. We need to get Kirsha back on.
Never know. And I think we're all caught up.
And we got Rumble. Did you get Rumble?
Yeah, Rumble's all caught up.
All right. Hail Rumble. Hail YouTube. We are at the end of another Geeks and Gamers Daily. I might go live on CobraCast tonight. We'll have to see what all's going on and from that perspective, but I really appreciate all of you. Again, if you have not, please go over to 221B Tactical. Get your IDOT merch, IDOT of the 199, Geeks and Gamers Halloween, Rise of the IDOTs. You got the shirt, t-shirt, or the hoodie, or you can get both. So if you're interested, please go over there. That ends on October 1st. So you only have a little while to go get those. So make sure you jump over there. If you're interested, we do appreciate it. Other than that, yes, it's in the pinned comment, Jessica's pinned comment. So if you want the link, you can go directly there from that link and check it out. Helps us, and we do appreciate it. Thank you for the gifted memberships. By the way, Tobias, we had M Bison dropped 50 gifted memberships, which was absolutely insane. So really appreciate that. And take us away, Ryan.
Gavin Free None for 5. You're not all caught up. This is Black Batman. Now Operation Outstanding in Field. Thoughts on IDOT Christmas ornament? Different one each year.
And that's the theory behind it. So obviously we did launch the SpaceCon IDOT, which was it was successful. It wasn't as many as I wanted, but we definitely did. It was a successful run. That's why we greenlit the Halloween. So if the Halloween version is successful, then we're gonna move forward with the Christmas themed. I don't know if it will be an ornament. I don't know if it'll be a plushie. It might be a T-shirt. I have no idea. But sky's the limit as long as the people want them. As long as the people want them. That's all that matters. So take us away, Ryan. Is that it? Is that it?
Goodbye, hurricane. Wipe away the homeless. Yeah.
Have a good evening, everyone. Stay safe if you're in the line of the storm, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone. Say bye, Ryan.